we've got the usual drama of me trying to work out how to see you on my laptop. Give me a second. This is always harder than it should be. There we go. I think what happens is I set it up on one device and then go live on a different device, and I must mute myself. Am I muted? Yes, I am. Okay. Hello. I think I'm talking to myself, which is probably for the best, really. I'm just coming on here for some company and to try and cheer myself up, really. So, apologies for anyone that does come back or join. Right. The lighting is a bit naff because the sun's gone in. It was quite bright this morning and now it's not. I also recognise this is not necessarily a time for many people to be free, so I might well be here on my own the whole time, and that's okay. My plan for today is I want to come up with some like cohesive colour palettes, and I've been messing around with colours and I realised how I've got my palette set out doesn't really work for me, so I thought I could do that whilst I chat with you all. That's the plan anyway, but let's see if anyone rocks up first of all, and I'll get all my bits out. We'll probably start with paints and then we'll look at pencils and crayons, like my Mania colours and some oil pastels, things like that. Basically, I need to not spend all the money that I've got sitting in my Jackson's basket. So if you don't know, Jackson's have got a sale on their watercolours. They do them kind of cyclical, and I didn't think I needed any more watercolours. I still managed to put about £90 worth of paint in there, none of which I really need. So that is why I thought if I can get these sort of colour palettes sorted out, then I'll realise I don't really need anything. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So let's sharpen some pencils while we're waiting. I feel like I might be a Billy No Mates today. The Sunday lives, I feel like, have slightly more engagement, maybe just because people have more free time on a Sunday. But I'm at work tomorrow, so I can't do it tomorrow. And then we'll pretty much be out of March. And my plan was to do one live a month, so I did need to do one in March. So it was today or never, quite frankly. So we went with today, because I don't want to like fail on my year's goals so early in the year. March feels too early, doesn't it? So instead you can sit here and watch me sharpen pencils. Doesn't get much more exciting than that, does it? I mean, I actually quite like sharpening pencils, particularly with this pencil sharpener that I've got. I have talked about it before in a video, but I use this one here, and it's one of those sort of little windy ones. It's actually from Tesco's, which is, if you're not in the UK, it's a UK based supermarket, and it cost £1, well, like under £2, I'm sure, maybe under £3. Anyway, it was fairly cheap, but it sharpens really well, even on my pastel pencils. On these ones, which are really soft and do break quite easily, it sharpens them well as well. So I feel like, oh my goodness, that wind. If you've watched the video that I uploaded this morning, the wind has been constant probably since Tuesday, maybe before. We were out of the country until Tuesday. No, we landed in the wind, and I'm not a good flyer. I'm a bit of a nervous flyer, so that was fun. The plane was kind of going, it wasn't bumpy, it was kind of lurching from side to side as it came into land, and it was fine. We landed safely, and you know, pilots generally know what they're doing, but it was still a little bit unnerving, and I was very glad that we touched down and got off the plane. So I don't sharpen them to a very fine point, so I'm not sure how well it would work for that, but generally it's a good little sharpener. So let's have a look down here. Little Billy No Mates. Okay. So we were going to start with our watercolours, weren't we? It'd help if I could remember what colours I had in my basket. And I know there was a Potter's Pink. And I don't own a Potter's Pink. There was a Compose Blue, which, because no, that's not my subject. There's a blue that I've got in where's it gone? I do have a Polish in that colour, but can I find it? Or maybe I don't. Let me have a look on my swatch chart. No, I'm lying, I don't. I've got an acrylic, which is by Make Who, I can't remember. I mean, this is quality viewing, isn't it? Can't even read my writing. We'll see where it's written elsewhere. I mean, I could get up and go and look, but nobody really cares that much, do they? Anyway, so let's have a look at colours and make a decision. So I'm going to go turn you upside down because I probably don't want to look at my face, quite frankly. Somebody is here. Hello, whoever's here. I'm not sure I've got this on the right settings because I can't see who's joined. Sorry. How do I see who's in? Ah, open panel, join conversation. That's not working. It's painful, isn't it? Sorry, guys. I mean, if you want to chat, pop your name in the chat, and I'll be able to read that maybe. But now the whole thing has frozen, so that's good. I'm just going to log off on that one and see if I can relog on below. Knives. Normally, I can see on my laptop what's going on, but at the moment I cannot. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm having such a bad day with computers and things like that. Just want to view it. View in control room. Here we are. That was very, very painful. Yay! Okay, I think that is the right setting. Make that bigger. Okay, that was very painful. Let's turn you down so we can have a look at what's going on. So you can have a look at what I'm doing on the page. Okay, so first thing I want to do is work out which colours I want to put together. What I really liked when I was looking through the doing this and coming up with my colours for Lisbon was coming up with a set of colours that work together, because sometimes these palettes and the colours that you get just don't all go together. So consequently you're sort of carrying colours around that you don't necessarily want in certain situations. So I want to come up with some groups of colours that I like working with together, because what I'm thinking I might do for my next art challenge is do like a colour challenge. So I've done one day 86 I think for my current challenge, and I feel like what I want to do next is just do like mini colour studies, I guess is what we're talking about here. And I've done a few yesterday. I was just sort of playing with colours to see what I liked. I really like these colours together, and interestingly these were actually my Kuritakis, which I hadn't loved first time I used them, but now I really like them. And I think somebody had said to me that I was using them wrong, and I think you're right, because they're much nicer like that. And the papers help. This is a really thick, these are swatches. This is Stonehenge Aqua Cold Press. It's a 300 LB or a 600 GSM, so it's really thick. You can see there, super thick. But I love this colour here. And I did a few little studies here of different colours that I like together as well. I like where you've got some very neutral colours with pops of other colours that potentially clash. That's kind of I guess that makes me happy. Whereas when if everything goes together really nicely, it just feels a bit boring. So that's where we're at today. And actually let's start with the Kuritakis, because I know that I was not using them correctly last time. I'm just going to spray them away from the paper. And these two colours that I swatched out yesterday were, lost it already, the Indian Red and the Maroon. This is actually an ink, and I love this ink. This is the Liquitex. I would say it's probably my favourite ink to use actually, and that's the acrylic ink transparent raw umber. Just feel like it's so versatile. It's you can use it for anything. And that probably, I think what we'll do actually is we'll take this little swatch and try and come up with a set of colours based from this to start with and see where it leads us. So we're going to start with the Indian red. It's a number 71. Kuritakis. Pop a little bit more water down as well next to it. And then we'll pop the maroon with it because I like those together. This is such a beautiful colour. That's number 72. I'll also do that one a bit watered down as well. I think that was all out of those initially for that colour set, but we've got this colour here. It was actually one I mixed. I don't think I've got a kind of green. I don't know if you can see here, I was just using the dregs of a palette. That's so like me, isn't it? We've got a couple of people here. Hello to the people that are here. Let's have a think. I don't. A little bit of paper really to swatch onto before we swatch onto here. I'm gonna first of all use this green, which is a Rosa Gallery. I can't remember which one it is because I bought it as a separate pan rather than in the set. And if I took it out the thing, I could probably tell you which one it is. Let's have a look and see if I can do that without making my hands covered in paint. That's disgusting, and no, it hasn't got names on it. If you've just arrived, what I'm doing is a bid to stop myself spending loads of money on Jackson's because they've got a sale on their watercolours, and I decided I needed about £90 worth of them, which obviously I don't. So I thought, in order to get rid of that feeling, I could actually just look at what I've got and come up with some colours that inspire me and make me feel like I want to paint. I actually feel like this would go quite nicely with it, so we'll go with that. Would help if I could remember what the actual name of the colour is. I'll have a little look on my Jackson's history, actually, that will tell me. I'm going to put it on quite thick, and then I'll also do, this is one of those weird watercolours of theirs that is kind of sticky in the pan. Not all of them are, and I found that with the Royal Blue Roman Schmoll one as well, so it's not unique to Rosas, but some of them are just a little bit, I don't know, sticky, and they're really hard to get the colour out. What was I doing? I was going to quickly look at my Jackson's history, wasn't I? Let me have a look at that. Jackson's. All right, who's here? Let me have a little look. Just one. It's probably me. I think I'm talking to myself, but if there is somebody here, then hello. Watercolour paints. Probably should re-swatch them all out, if I'm honest. Right, they've got a few different ones, so that's not going to help me at all. It's not emerald. It's not green. actually don't know which one it is. Could it be the cobalt green medium? Let's log in. I don't know if my laptop knows my password. No, it does not. Brilliant, that's really helpful. I don't think I can carry on the live and check that out. So let's leave the live going, because I think if I turn you off, I'll probably never get you on. I'll have a look and pop it in the chat once I know, once I can get to my phone and check my basket, because it doesn't seem to want to link with my passwords. Anyway, so I'm having a bit of a rubbish I won't say rubbish day, it's been a bit of a rubbish few days if I'm honest. And so I suspect what I'm trying to do is buy my emotions with paint, which probably isn't a healthy thing to do. But I've really struggled with trying to get my videos uploaded, which really, I had issues with the computer. First off, and it wasn't uploading my clips off my new camera, and it's taken me days to sort this out, and some of them would upload and some wouldn't. It's just been really frustrating. You really put quite a lot of effort into something, and oh look, hi Victoria, somebody is here. I thought I was talking to myself for a while there, which is fine. I do it quite a lot in my shed. I'm glad you had the same thought process this morning, but it's probably not healthy, is it? I've got over £90 worth of stuff sat in my Jackson's basket, and I don't need it, honestly. Don't need it. I don't need any of it, but I just feel like I need cheering up, if I'm honest. So I had I've had a week off actually, and we went to Lisbon for the first half of the week, and we got home Wednesday morning. So I've had Wednesday, Thursday and Friday off, and I've achieved nothing. And I've got the sort of personality that really feels like she needs to do stuff in order to relax, get the jobs done, and then I can relax. And actually what I've done instead is spent 3 days trying to work out this stupid uploading from my new camera, and I'm still not convinced it's right. Mark, my husband, has managed to get the clips across today, which I hadn't managed to do before. But now I just don't trust it, and I don't like it. I've gone off it completely. It's just like, no, not for me. I don't like anything hard. I want everything to be easy. So, but consequently, I didn't really get my jobs done that I thought I would do. I was going to get my start the garden and get the weeding done. Didn't do that. And so this morning I thought, oh, I'll make a start, and rather than being the sensible person and doing a nice easy bit of weeding that would make me feel satisfied, instead I started with the patio. And I don't know about you, but when I'm weeding the patio, all you actually do is pull out the pointing and leave the roots of the weeds behind. So now I've got no pointing in the patio. Doesn't really look any better. Yeah, it looks worse actually, because there's now like all the big gaps. It's not my finest week. Anyway, what are we doing? I want to find a blue to go with this colour set. I haven't actually looked to see whether you can see all right. Yes, you can. That's good. I quite like this one, which is this. I think it's just an ultramarine, is it? That doesn't look like ultramarine. But that does. There was something in that palette there. There was something else in there, wasn't there? That's a mixture. That must be ultramarine and indigo, I reckon. Nope. I feel like I should just buy pre-made colours, because when I try to mix them, it's never the same twice. What do I need to do to get that right? That's frustrating, isn't it? I wonder if it was any of these ones. So I've got a few that aren't in palettes. This one's an ultramarine, but it's ultramarine deep. Oh no, it's definitely not that one. Oh dear. I'm going to go with this, which is a mixture of ultramarine and indigo. Although it's not coming out quite how I want it, I don't think. This one's got more of like a softness, like a velvetiness to it, which I like. Okay. Right, what else do we need to put in here? Probably need some kind of a yellowy or a gold. This one was the Roman Small Quin Gold. I do quite like that with it. Also got the Winsor Newton Quin Gold, so let's try that as well. Just, I mean, the dregs of it in a... I don't own many tubes of watercolour. Could possibly look at the ones from the workshops, but that's a bit watery, isn't it? I've gone a bit heavy on the water there. I don't know if any of you saw if you follow me on Instagram, or not me actually, follow our Three Birds Art on Instagram, that Louise and I have decided to stop doing the workshops. We're not sure if it's a now, or if it's a just for now, or if it's a forever thing. That is not as nice as the Roman Schmoll, is it? So let's use that one. So maybe that's another reason why I'm grumpy, or just a bit kind of sad. And it's absolutely the right decision. Yeah, that's a lovely colour, isn't it? But sometimes, even when things are the right decision, you're allowed to feel sad about it, aren't you? Right, do we think that's enough colours for my wets? I feel like it probably is for now. I'm going to add some dry colours to it. Oh, I should label them because I'm never going to remember what colours these are, am I? Yeah, where's my pencil? Actually, I'll use that one. So disorganised, as always. Hi Celia, how are you? Well, it's not raining here at the moment, so you might be in luck. You've been in half an hour, by the time our weather gets over to you, it might be sunny again. It was raining, and the sun is now out again. I could probably turn this light off actually. Let's see if that makes much of a difference. I wasn't sure if you'd be working today up at the lakes. Can anyone remember which one this one was? That was Indian red, wasn't it? Green gold. And that was the Kuretake. And that is the maroon. That was a random rose of green, which I need to look up in my basket to tell you what colour that one is. And that was a combination of ultramarine and indigo. But I'm not doing a lot anyway, Celia. Basically, I'm trying to cheer myself up, and because I'm in a real grump, and also stop myself spending a load of money on Jackson's because they've got their watercolour sale on. And I really don't need any more watercolours. If I need anything, it's more of these, because these are my favourite things at the moment, the Holbein gouaches. So I really need these to come on sale because that's kind of what I want. I feel like I'm enjoying these more than watercolours. Just think I could have added some of those in, but anyway, less is more, Katie. I don't need a colour set with like 100 things in. So yeah, so I thought I'd come up with a few sets of colours to inspire me for, I don't know, just to inspire me to paint really. Hail. Oh, we didn't get any hail. We had hail the other day. I think that was Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. Cricket ball, gas canister. You could probably get money from that gas canister if it's one of those ones that you can take back and get a deposit back. Might be quite a fruitful litter pick for you. A lager glass. Did it belong to the pub? Have you got a pub in your village? I should know that, but I don't. Right. Let's have a look at what pencils we can use to go with this. So again, these are the WH Smith ones. Lou and I haven't decided yet what we're doing with the workshop kit, but we'll probably just split it out because there's enough of everything to split things. There's quite a few different sets of watercolour pencils, so I suspect I will have access to another set after this once we've made the decision. But for now, we'll use my WH Smith ones, which I think are perfectly fine, and I want something that's going to make these kind of pop a little bit. What should we use? I'm going with pink with everything at the moment, and I really don't know why. I don't know that I do want pink. Let's get this paper back. No. But maybe a lighter one. No, not that either. Okay, let's change our plans. I'm quite drawn to this bright blue. Help me pick, ladies. I mean, I could do this afterwards, after we've laid down some colour and decide what feels right. Should we do that? So what I'm going to do is just do a little colour study here. I'll pop down some tape. Try not to make too much mess. So if you missed it earlier, what I was saying was my daily challenge. I'm up to day 86 now for my pen and continuous line drawing and watercolour. And so I thought I'd do something different. Once I hit 100, do something different. So I thought maybe I would do little colour studies, because I do enjoy just messing around, and it's very mindless, isn't it? And sometimes you need a bit of mindlessness. Right, let's get some of these colours on. I am just going to smush them around the page, because that's what I like doing. With some dry marks and then some looser, wetter marks. This is just the Jackson's, it's a cheap sketchbook, so the paper's not amazing quality, but I feel like for this, for little play, it's more than good enough. Why would someone throw a glass over a hedge? I mean, that just feels rather uncouth, doesn't it? And unnecessary. Right, I'm going to use the Indian Red Kuretake. I'm going to try and get them to touch a little bit, because I want to see some colour mixing. And again, I'm using very dry brush in parts, because that's what I like. Canister was weird gas. Was it one of those ones that all the kids of the youth are sniffing? Was it one of those kind of gases? I think I've got enough paint on there. I would say after my little first play with the Kuretakes, I am liking them more. I definitely was just not using enough paint, being a bit stingy with them, I think. It's painful watching me paint, isn't it? So I don't do it properly. Show you this. I mean, please don't judge my disgusting palette, but see what I mean about this? Even with the water on it, it's kind of sticky. It doesn't go like normal watercolour. It's very odd. Kind of thicker. It's not that pleasant to use, and I found the same. It's not just the brand, because I did find the same with the royal blue, with the Roman Schmall royal blue. It just kind of goes sticky. It's obviously something to do with the makeup, but it's not particularly pleasant to paint with. It sort of sticks to the brush as well. Apologies if you get lots of plane noise. There's a lot of plane action over our way. I live quite close to some US air bases, and consequently for the last few weeks we've had quite a lot of noise, not surprisingly, with the planes coming and going. I also live quite near a lot of studs and we get a lot of helicopter noise from the people with lots of money that have their own helicopters. That's looking like a bit of a mess, isn't it? Such a fidget. My chair is falling apart. Not particularly loving this colour combo, but we will persist. I want some little circles. I don't want. I've got a big old bucket of water and that's already gone disgusting. Right, I'm going to let that dry for a minute because I don't want to start working over it with pencil whilst it's wet. I sometimes like to do that, but I'm not going to do that. Do you think, I mean, these are roses that, I mean, it might just, I guess it's not the brand, it must be the, something they used to make. I can't believe I'm showing my disgusting palette in public. But this one's sticky, this green, which I can't remember the name. The orange, which was a cadmium orange, it just never dries. I don't think I've wet this for months and it's still sticky. Can you see that? Still sticky, and I haven't wet that for a long time. The same with this Naples blush. So it must be something in though. Oh, and the Caput Mortem sometimes like that as well. The others all dry out, but those ones just stay like that forever. Now I've got some paint on here and I can't possibly not use it, so I'm going to have to put it on this scrap of paper. That looks awful. It's a really horrible colour, isn't it? Nice with that ultramarine in. Like that. Okay. Huge tank of planes going around. Yeah. I mean, even when there's not wars going on, there is a lot of those tankers around Lackford Lakes, isn't there? I think I need the light back on. The sun's gone in again. Right. Not loving this set of colours at the moment, so let's try with the next set. I feel like I should just use colours that make me happy, so I'm gonna, first off, I'm gonna use my Opera Rose because that makes me happy. This one's a Rosa Gallery one as well, but I have got Holbein, which is also opera. This one's a Quinn opera. Let's try them both. Just so joyful. Not very seasonal, but they make me happy. That is a beautiful colour, isn't it? A little bit more red. The Rosa one's got a touch of blue to it. I don't know how well that's coming across, but these colours, these Holbein ones, are absolutely delightful. And I bought it as a set of 3, and that was on Jackson's actually. They were super cheap, like £1 each or something in a little set. Maybe we should use that as inspiration. Might blow my socks off a little bit, but let's try it. It doesn't stress you out too much, me painting straight onto the pad. Maybe gone a bit heavy with the water again. So that one's Ultramarine Deep and Burnt Sienna. And they are lovely together, aren't they? They're all so luminous. I actually quite like the fact these are slightly different to each other. Right, I want a green. Maybe I don't want a green. I could make my own green, couldn't I? Let's find a yellow and then we'll make a green. This one's Winsor Newton Raw Sienna. How was your holiday? I don't know if you're still there, Celia. If you're still there, how was your holiday? I quite like these colours together. That pink is like bonkers with them, but it's not that dissimilar to the last palette, is it? But we will persist. What I'm going to do is mix a green in a very classy way, i.e. on the pad. Who else have we got here today? There's two of us here. I think it might just be me and you, Celia, unless you've gone back to do your gardening and it's somebody else dropped in. Do feel free to say hi in the chat if you are inclined to, because I can't see who you are otherwise. Hope this doesn't disgust anybody. There we go. Right, Valencia. Oh yes, it was. For some reason, I had it in my head. It was Seville. You went to Valencia. Lisbon was lovely, and we were really lucky with the weather actually. Sort of 20, a bit blowy, but just nice. And really nice city to go to. I think it was kind of a good size for we were there for about 52 hours in total, and it was a good size for that. Didn't feel too overwhelming to achieve in that amount of time, which sometimes city breaks you feel a bit, well, I feel a bit rushed to try and get everything done. But no, it was lovely. We ate our body weight in pastry, which is the whole idea, isn't it, of going away. This one is the Blue Grey Deep, which there looks really dark, but actually when it's watered down it's much more blue. Love these colours together, actually with green as well. The pink might be a mistake, maybe. But we'll go with it because, you know, that's the whole point of doing this experiment. I've lost my tape now, that'll do. It has made me want to go on another sort of city break though somewhere, and I was very brave and did do some painting. I wouldn't say it was my finest work, but I think just to do it for me, it was quite impressive. Yeah, I was quite proud of myself to get out and paint in public. I mean, it helped that I had a human shield with my sister there to block the view. But yeah, no, it's good. Oh, well, I hope you had a nice time, Celia, if it was your last trip before COVID hit. We enjoyed all of it. I would say the only place that we didn't like that much, which we were surprised with, was Belém. We thought it was going to be lovely down there, and it was rotten. Really, it was so busy, full of kids and full of tourists, obviously, but there was loads of tourists. It was the busiest place we went to. So busy, we just basically got out of the Uber, walked, picked up a pastry, ate the pastry and left because it was not relaxing at all. It was really unpleasant. So I've gone a bit heavier on the blue than I did last time. You are right, actually, Celia. It isn't the result that matters. And I am going to be braver. I'm going to get out and do some more. I might come and join you guys when you go out. The painting you did at Ely looked lovely. Oh, Belém. Belém? I don't know if that's how you say it. It's about 4 miles out of Lisbon. It's where the monastery was. And we literally only went there because of the pastries. Because we're Gannett. But it's where one of the first places they made the pastries, and they're meant to be some of the best you can get in Lisbon. So we went down there, but actually didn't really like the pastries much, and it was busy. And there was loads of people, you know, when people are trying to sell you stuff, and I'm not good with that. And I just ignore them, no thank you, and keep walking. But we didn't find that anywhere else. It felt much more prominent there. So I've got a bit watery here. A little bit more. Yes, free ones in. Ours had free ones as well. We were so impressed with the hotel. It was very posh. I'm not used to posh. So yeah, we were really pleased with the hotel we stayed in. It was in Convent Square, so quite close to the centre. It was just lovely. Felt very spoiled. I feel like this one, the Rosa pink, is actually better. Sorry if these drawings are, I mean, these are, I'm just doing them to see what the colours go, how the colours lay down next to each other. So please don't worry too much about the quality of the painting. Oh, where hell, shops and cafes are trying to, I mean, it is, I think as a city it was lovely. We felt really safe, felt welcoming. The prices were good as well, which you don't always get in city breaks, but rarely get in city breaks. I felt like the we weren't being constantly ripped off. Right, this one's dried, so let's go in with some, it hasn't fully dried actually, I'm lying to you. Let's label these up whilst, I'm not going to be able to do that because I'm going to smudge that. I want some pencil marks. We'll use this for some marks as well because I love this pencil. This one's the Pitt Graphite Matte. It's 2B. I think next time I get one I'm going to get a slightly softer one because it is a little bit hard, but I still really like the way it lays down. And we'll just pop some marks in with that. And where did I put my watercolour pencils? There, the green is still a bit wet, so it's going to pick up a little bit, but I'm sure I'll survive. Right, this one's just like a light brown. Then, because these pencils are not posh or artist grade at all, they're not even, they haven't even got colours on. Right. Like that with it. Have I tried my new paint? Yes, I have. I mean, it's not a paint though, Hannah. It's a, as I've discovered, it's a graphite. This one here, the Art Graph. I haven't put it on here though because I don't know that this needs any white on it, but I have used it, and I've tried my pen as well. Make a few marks on here. I don't know why I love circles at the moment. I do like that colour. And I just want something to lift it, but I don't know what. I'm going to try yellow. This might, I might regret this. Yeah, I do regret it. That's not the one. I want to go with some pastel, so I'm going to take that yellow out. I know I've used it, but I don't like it. So. It's just a bit meh, isn't it? Here we are. Let's go with a bit of juiciness. So these are some pastels that I've had since I was a kid. I think, Celia, you've got the same set. We talked about it before, didn't we? But it's a Sakura Cray-Pass Super. There's obviously other things in this box now, but most of them are those. I don't know what grade pastel they are, if they're artist grade or if they're just kids pastels, but they still work for what I need them for, which is to make a mess and draw shapes on things. I like these two colours together. That's about all I'm liking about it at the moment. It's not really doing anything else for me. Oh. This one needs the yellow in, doesn't it? The raw sienna. I'm just going to drag it down because I'm classy like that. I like it like that. I have to change my water, it's going to be grey. Come home alone again. You all left me. I don't blame you. Okay, I don't feel like either of these are really working. This one's lacking any vibrancy for me. And this one, the colours aren't, colours aren't right. Have I got an artist date planned? I haven't. I was going to do some of these last few days, Celia, but I have just spent way too much time trying to fix my computer and get some videos, or this video edited for today. But also I had an idea that I might film and do some travel videos because we've got so many holidays planned this year. And last year we recorded our holidays and uploaded them, their private videos, on YouTube because we had our niece with us and we wanted to show her family what we were up to, and so we did that and actually really enjoyed it and really enjoyed having the videos to watch back on. So I thought, let's see this video, this year's holidays, and see how it goes. But the clips are just being a pain in the bum. I'm just regretting not just using my phone, which is what I would have done before. But in my head, I thought it would be a good idea to try this fancy new camera. Dear, this tape and this paper are not friends. That actually looks better now, doesn't it? I quite like that. Yeah, I thought that would be a good idea. It wasn't. So anyway, I'm waffling, aren't I? So I was going to go out and do something this week and didn't. And yeah, now I'm at work and the kids have broken up for holidays. So I can still take myself out, but it won't be the same kind of date that I would like, purely because I'll have my daughter with me. Unless I do it at work. Love that. Oh, hang on. I've got guests and there's people coming round. Don't come in here unless you want to be on. I'm not on a live stream, so unless you want to come on the live stream.
Don't worry.
I never have visitors, so my in-laws have turned up with presents. I want another dark pencil, so I like that, but it's not quite dark enough, so I've got a choice of black or a dark brown, so I'm going to go to dark brown. Wrong choice. Let's go back over it with the black. Yeah, that's probably better. I probably, if I had a really dark blue pencil, that would maybe have worked better, but I don't. So apologies if there's background noise. That's my visitors. What have they got? I think it's a bug hotel. Okay, yeah, I like that. And what I haven't done is use any near colours yet, have I? Let's have a little look. I'm getting a bit carried away. I mean, standard, isn't it? Have you got any artist dates planned, Celia? If you're still here. Have a look. Is there anyone even in the room? There is someone in the room. And if so, where are you heading, taking yourself off to? It's a bit wet still. I like this pink. This one is just called Pink. Rosa pink. It's quite a nice colour. This isn't a good combo, but okay. I wonder if this one needs some pink as well. What do you think? Should we try it? Oh yeah. Who knew that pink fixed everything? I'm definitely in a pink phase at the moment. I don't think I've ever been in a pink phase before, so it's quite unusual. Just going to fill in some of the white gaps with the pink, really. There we go. That makes me happy. That is the first time I've said that today. I do like these near colour twos. Celia, it was you that had got the Neo Arts? No, Neo Pastels, wasn't it? Interesting exhibition at Murray Edwards College. That sounds interesting. Is that in Cambridge, the Murray Edwards College? Or is that in London? Or somewhere else? And also, let me know how you get on with your neo-arts, your neo-pastels, because I'm nosy and obviously need to know if I need some. Let's take this tape off and see if this one's any better without the tape. Tape lifts a bit better than the last tape anyway. That's one thing. So now I need to remember which colours I used and write them down. This one's the Holbein. What's it called? Opera. Yep. That one's the Ultramarine Deep. I'm smudging it, I told you I would. Oh, Cambridge. Okay. I might have a look at that then. Might be able to convince Ren that it's a good thing to go to, and we could tie it in with something else. Excuse my weird writing. This one is the Kuretake. Blue, grey, deep. Anyone remember what that one was? That one's the gouache, wasn't it? And that is light ochre. That one is a Newton. Queen gold, yep. And that one was a mixture, wasn't it, of that one and that one. And then this one is the Rosa Opera. Maybe need to tidy up after myself. Made a right old mess there. You won't be surprised to know. Not totally sold on the Neo Art oil pastels. Is that because they're just too much like a normal pastel? And I guess that's the thing I wouldn't... It's whether it brings anything to the table, whether it's worth spending out on something that maybe I've got something that already does that. You know what I mean? Oh, I didn't say about the Neo colour. Pink. Let me write that down. That's on both of them, isn't it? Goodness me, that wind. The wind is windy. At least it'll blow away the rain quickly. Right, what are we doing now? I'm not entirely convinced I don't need those paints that I was looking at. So if I could only log on to my basket, but I can't. But it was a selection of makes. A couple of them were Roman Schmalls, and then I was going to order a few more of the Holbeins because I really do like them. I think they lay down really nicely. I'm not a fan of granulating, so I probably wouldn't go with that. With the Roman Small, I was looking at getting, I think it was the Nickel Nickel Azo Gold. It's more of an orange, but I really do like this. I think it would be slightly darker than that. I wanted a Potter's Pink, and there's so much variety with the Potter's Pinks. Like I wouldn't know which one to go with. I don't know if any of you use Potter's Pink and have a recommendation. And I also wanted like a cobalt teal or a turquoise kind of colour, but I don't really mind which brand for that either. I don't need any of them. I mean, I'm very very honest about that. Really don't need any of them. What I need to do is, you know, sell some stuff to justify buying it. And did you see that Holbein do a set of pastel coloured watercolours? And they look pretty delicious. But again, I know I'm not going to use I'm not going to use half the colours. So in there's a couple of pinks, 3 different yellows, a couple of greens, blues, and some like lilacs. Oh, you're getting hail. Okay, I'll look forward to. I don't think it's going to come our way. Looking at the wind, I think it's blowing. Hang on, I'm just going to look out. I feel like we're not going to get the hail. I think it's blowing easterly-ish. Yeah. I'm not going to get whatever you've got, I think, Celia. I've missed it. We've dodged it. Okay. I feel like I need to do something else, but I don't know what I'm going to do. What should I do? Anyone? What's the time? We've been on here a while, haven't we? They are nice. They're nice. It has made me happier. These, I don't like how where I've put too much water on the Holbeins. Can you see? Not the Holbeins, on the Kuretakis. Let me see if you can see that. Can you see they're all blooming? They've yeah, that's these ones, Celia. And some of them I've used them here. I like them when I've made them more opaque, but where I've used too much water and they've bloomed along. Cauliflower, I don't like that. Should we do something with those? Just using those colours. Let me get a piece of paper. We'll use this sketchbook. This one is Sea White of Brighton sketchbook. That's the one I took on holiday with me. So let's use that. I think I'll just do shapes again. My brain doesn't feel like it's in the mood for real painting. It's not in the mood for being used anyway. I feel like we need to definitely use these 2 colours again. At least the maroon. Well, hang on, we'll lay down some tape because everything seems to look better with it. Oh. Everything looks better with a border, I think. You like this? I'm not a fan of them, Celia, but equally I don't really like granulating paints much either. I really like those sort of flat colours. I was looking today, sorry if I've got loud, I'm right above you. When we last met up, Celia, you were saying you've got your little pill box that you've turned into a palette for your gouaches. I had a look this morning and I couldn't find anything. Your one has like is rubber, isn't it? And does that keep them wet, or do they dry out? Because I feel like I would like, that was the other thing I was looking at buying today. Definitely shopping to make myself feel better, aren't I? Because the one I've got, let me show you what I've got. And it's broken. It's how to get it with, you don't do borders. Right, yeah, it's how to get it with duct tape. And it's really not very good on it. That's what I've got my pre-mixed ones in. But actually it's too big. I want something smaller, something the size of one of these sort of travel tins, so that I can pre-mix some colours but also take them out with me. Oh my goodness, I am pulling, the whole studio's falling apart today. Right, let's get these colours down. It's going to be circles again. I feel like it's got to say something about my mental health and my well-being, that I'm just doing lots of circles. The pillbox is a seal. Paints have been in and haven't dried up, and they haven't. Can I just check they've gone like mouldy or mildewy at all? That was the other thing that I've read, that some people are saying they kind of go a bit mildewy. And if so, I will maybe ask for a recommendation. I'm going to try this neutral beige. They might just need a little spray, little reactivation. This one's lovely and opaque. That's a really nice colour actually, I like that a lot. It's not neutral, it's natural beige. I can't even read. Number 11. Okay, that's good. I might ask for the details so that I can just buy the same one, because there's so many on there and it's hard to know which ones, you know, are worth the money and which aren't. I'm going to turn you around, sorry. Not quite enough water in there, is there? It's getting darker again over here. I think we might be getting some of that hail. That one was really light, wasn't it? Didn't like that one. There goes the watering can. Go back to this blue grey, I think, because I like that one. It's very odd. Some of them, they don't sort of bleed together in the same way that a watercolour would. I know I shouldn't be comparing because they're not the same thing, are they? That's what I was told. They're not the same thing. are much nicer with less water. The other thing that I was told with these is that they're not designed to be mixed. That's why they have such a wide colour range, apparently. I think I'm just going to try all the colours and see what happens. That's lovely. This one is cherry blossom pink. Just going to see if how it goes over the top of that dark blue black. Well, maybe I'm going to fall back in love with them. Well, not back in love with them. When I first tried them, I wasn't impressed at all. I didn't like the way they go down, but I clearly just didn't have the right consistency. Let's try one of these greens. I've got greenish yellow here. That's maybe a little bit, it needs to be a bit thicker. Oh, what else have we not tried? I've got the lilac and the pink. We've done the horizon blue. Haven't got cobalt blue. Let's do the lime green first. That's actually quite an impressive green. And rose beige. Accidentally touched it there, so that's going to bleed a little bit. Grey. And then it's the cobalt blue. It's the only colour left to try. And also the colour's not lifting too much. I did think if I lay it on top of it, it might. There's a little bit, but not too much. Which was the one left? Cobalt blue. It's watery. Getting the consistency is quite hard, you know. Have any of you guys tried the Japanese paints before, the Kuritakis, or anything similar? The other ones that I haven't tried, but I'm quite interested to try, the Turner ones, because they come in a tube. I feel like they might be a bit easier to use. I don't really like this cobalt blue, I don't think. It's quite interesting over the top of the maroon. I didn't use the Indian red, did I? Just use the maroon. Did I just use the Indian red? Can anyone remember? I feel like I've made a sufficient mess of this. Look at all the colours on. This tape isn't going to come off very easily, so I might just quickly pop the heat gun on it, lift the tape off. Apologies for the noise. Can't do it. The tape's too wet. The paint's too wet and it's going to bleed underneath it. In fact, it already has. So we'll leave that for a minute. Okay, I think I've probably been on here long enough. We'll turn you around and have a chat with you. Excuse the ceiling shot. You might see half the garden blowing across in a minute because it's so windy and very, very grey cloud. Big grey cloud above us. So maybe we should stay on just to see whether or not it starts hailing. Celia had hail. How long ago was that? Not that long ago. But I don't think it's blowing this way, but maybe it is because it's come over really dark. Okay. I don't think I've really got anything else to say. I haven't even started this week's video, which normally I would. And some of that's just because I was in such a, I'm not going to say pathetic mood. I was being a little bit pathetic. Just fed up this morning about this computer not working. And the other thing that annoyed me, excuse me, I'm just gonna blow my nose, is because my computer like just completely died, I had to reset it. I lost the copy of my intro and outro, so I had to redo that. And I can't work out how to do it the same, so that's why it's slightly different on this week's video. But little things like that have just been annoying. I have still got a job to do that I don't want to do. I've got to fix the car because we smashed up the bumper the other day. We didn't. A unfortunate animal that ran out in front of me did. So I need to fix the bumper. So, but I don't think I want to do that in the rain. It's just been a bit of a just miserable. I'm just being pathetic. I need to enjoy all the good things and get over myself, I think. And you guys have helped. And I think sometimes doing stuff like this, and if you've joined later, I did some yesterday as well, but I did some little colour studies. Right, you're not having to think too much and you're just playing with your art materials. Sometimes that's what you need, isn't it? Just to switch off. And I think, oh, here it comes. Oh, it's coming. Did you hear it? I might turn you around so you can see it. Doesn't it? Yeah, it is hail. Right, give me a second, let me turn you around. No, that's not the right way, that's my wall. You probably don't want to see the wall. Maybe you do. Oh. Hang on. You can see my laptop and my little setup. Can we see out of the window? I don't think it's going to focus, is it? You can kind of see the hail's coming. I don't know why I tried to do that on the angle voice. Well, I could have just taken you off in the first place. Oh, it looks like I'm stuck in here now. I don't want to walk the 6 feet it is to the house. That hail's proper coming down. Hang on. Oh, look at that. Maybe I don't know my geography, Celia, and I am in the flight path from yours. That's how long it takes the weather to get across the county. What have you got to say? I think you should. What brand have you got, Celia? Are they the Kuretake as well? The framing that you've done, was that for those floral paintings that you did? So they were beautiful, really beautiful. They should definitely sell. Who's the exhibition with that you're doing it with? Is it with the Cambridge Arts Society or someone like that? My goodness. You hear that? Yeah, they were really lovely. And I really liked your sketches as well, your studies. They're beautiful. There's not many people here, but if the people in the chat haven't checked out your socials, you're on your Instagram page, they should, because those paintings were lovely. And if I was clever and I knew how to link it to my laptop, I could show them, but I don't know how to do that. I can barely do a live stream, as you can tell. It's hard. Computers are hard for me. I got an email through yesterday about an exhibition, local exhibition to us in Suffolk, which I think I'm going to pop some pieces in to. It'll be in August, but the submission is now, so I can send you the details of that as well if you like. It's only over a weekend, but they usually have quite good sales. That being said, I've only exhibited there twice, and I haven't had any sales. But isn't that surprising? But apparently art sells well there, so I'll send you that as well if you're interested. I don't know which pieces I'm going to put in. I've had a few people asking about the Swan, but I don't want to sell the original. And what I'm not clever enough with is knowing how to, I mean, I've got a scanner, but it wouldn't take that size. So how to scan something and get it printed properly. Because I feel like I might want to do that certainly with the Swan. The Swan, for me, is more successful than this one, but I like them both. So if anyone knows anyone good for that sort of thing, for getting paintings scanned in so that you can get proper art prints done, let me know, because I think I'm going to keep that one and pop that up in the house. You should definitely get in, Celia. I find it bonkers that you wouldn't be accepted into the Suffolk Art Society. I've just realised what are you looking at? Is this? I think that's on MAG, isn't it? Just checking the screen I'm seeing. I'm just hoping you're not all looking at a. Can you see me? That makes no sense, Hannah, because you live nearer to where Celia is than I do, and we've got the hail. Did you get any hail? You did get hail. Okay, that makes more sense. Right. I still don't think, if you weren't here at the beginning, this was the little swatch I did last night. And I like these colours the best out of all the things we've done today. And these were the Kuretakes. That was my ink. And that was some random mixture that I don't know what it was. I'm just wondering if I should have added some ink to these ones. I was very tempted to buy some more of the Liquitex inks in Lisbon, but you know, we were travelling budget. I want something finer, a skewer, and I didn't really want to try and get them across the airport and through, but I think I might get a few more. These are definitely the nicest inks that I've used. I've got a few other acrylic inks, but this one is nice. I just realised you can't see what I'm doing, but that's fine. I'll show you in a second. I'm only making a few marks. I'm dipping my skewer into the ink rather than using the pipette, which I'd normally do, but just because the pipette sometimes lets a little bit too much ink off, and I just want these sort of scratchy marks. I've put a bit much on there, never mind. Okay, we'll stop now. I'm just faffing. I'm faffing, and I probably should go in the house. I just can't be bothered. Right, what I've done, I've just added a few circles on here and these sort of lines on there with that. Right, sorry I've got to go out, but have a good afternoon. Well, have a nice afternoon yourself. I'm going to not go out, but probably come off this stream anyway. Thanks for joining, Hannah. I'm not sure who else is here. Celia's here, and it looks like there's 3 people, but the third person could be me because I'm on the laptop as well, so that I can see the chat. Anyway, it's been a very small but mighty group, hasn't it? Thank you all for joining. Thanks, Celia. Bye, Hannah. And bye to the third person who may well be me. Thanks for joining me. Sorry I've been grumpy. And I will see you soon. Bye. I don't know how to turn you off. We did this last time. Right. No, not that. Okay, I've got it now. Bye.